Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the Happy Tots Daycare Centre from the show Total DramaRama. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This is the amount of space required to make the daycare. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Begin by placing a row of 5 orange concrete in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then extend backwards by 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then extend to the right by 2 using white concrete. 1, 2. Then place 3 light grey concrete. 1, 2, 3. And then 1 white, 3 light grey. 1, 2, 3. 1 white, 2 oak doors, 2 white concrete. 1, 2. Then we want to extend backwards by 2. 1, 2. Then place 3 light grey concrete extending back. 1, 2, 3. White concrete, 3 light grey, 1 white concrete, 3 light grey, and then 3 more white concrete. 1, 2, 3. We then want to extend across the back of the build like this, and the idea is that we want to line up with where we very first started. To which we can then extend forwards by 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, or just behind where the orange concrete is here, and then we want to extend and connect to the front of the build using orange concrete, which will eventually give us this shape, which kind of reminds me of the text messaging app off of my phone. So now that we have done this, the next thing that we are going to do is all the way at the front of the build here where we first started this orange concrete, we want to extend it up by 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we want to extend to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2. So that will give us this shape. Then we want to extend this row back in on itself and down. So the end result will be this abstract shape right here, which we then want to fill the front of it. We want to build it up on the side a little bit, so we want to raise up these rows right here to equal the height of the row of it at the front. We also want to extend the top of it backwards as well, so again sort of just equaling the dimensions of the rest of the sides of this monstrous shape. Like this. Most importantly, we have to fill this side in as well, as this is exposed as we walk into the actual daycare. And we also want to fill this in here. We don't strictly have to fill the back of this in. As a matter of fact, I think that this is where we will leave it. So, whilst we are on the left side of the build, of all places, we are going to raise up the white concrete that we have here by 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to place 2 rows of light blue terracotta on top of this, and we want to extend all of these rows back and across the back of the build. So these are going to be 2 blank walls. So with the left and back side of the daycare complete, we are now going to work on the right side a little bit, as it is rather simple. On top of the rows of light grey concrete is where we have windows. To make these, we place 2 layers of light blue stained glass on top of the light grey concrete. We then raise up the white concrete surrounding this, so starting on the front corner here, 1, 2, 3, as we did the other sides, and then 2 rows of light blue terracotta, which we then just want to interdisperse in between all of these windows. Which will give us this. So the next thing that we want to do, which is actually in a very similar vein, is on the front of the build, we want to add 2 layers of light blue glass on top of the light grey concrete. We also want to add glass on top of the door, and then we want to extend the white concrete and the light blue terracotta above and in between the windows and door of the daycare. The end result should look like this. Next, we want to add a layer of cyan terracotta to the top of our daycare. So starting on the front, on top of these 2 orange concretes here, we want to place a row of cyan terracotta. But as we approach the side, we want to overhang the build by 1, and we want to continue to overhang the top of the build as we extend across and all the way back to the front. Eventually, we want to end by connecting to the orange concrete that we have here on the front left-hand side of the build diagonally, and then we are going to fill the top of the daycare in using the cyan terracotta. And whilst we're up here, we're just going to seal up the back of the orange concrete here as well. Next, we want to grab our yellow terracotta and come all the way up to the top left-hand side of our daycare. Extending right of this row of orange concrete here, place a row of 4 yellow terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to extend up 1, right by 3, 1, 2, 3, up 1, right 2, and then down like this. And we are going to fill this shape in using yellow terracotta like so. We then want to extend this yellow terracotta shape backwards by 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we want to extend the entire thing backwards. Well, kind of. We only have to extend the outer blocks like this. We don't necessarily have to extend the center in. We also want to extend the yellow terracotta across on top of the build and connect it just almost to the end of this orange concrete here. Like so. Kind of looks like a giant piece of cheese. So the next thing that we want to do is grab blue concrete, and we want to place a blue concrete on top of our cheese wedge here. So the middle part of it, at the end, 1, 2, 3, the 4th block here, we want to place a blue concrete. Extend left 2, 1, 2, up 1, left 2, up 1, and then down. So again, kind of like a wedge shape, like this. So what we can then do is extend this backwards as well to give it some depth. We want to extend it backwards so that it sits on top of the yellow terracotta like so. And from the ground, this is the appearance that we're looking for. You see, that is pretty good. So now that we have done that, we want to grab our warped slabs and on the front of the daycare, place a layer of warped slabs just in front of the top row of white concrete. These slabs want to overhang the right side of the daycare by 2 rows, and we want to extend back along the building like so. So eventually we will end up with this. That's perfect. Next, we are going to add a rainbow on top of the warped slabs that we have just placed. So the first part of the rainbow is going to be placed here on top of this slab, aka in front of the light blue terracotta. So we want to place a red concrete, 1 on top, then 2 extending up and left diagonally. We then want to extend to the right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down 2, left diagonally, 1, 2, and then down by 1. So this is kind of like the outer shape of the rainbow. We then want to place yellow concrete along the insides of this on the left and right side, like so. Then add a layer of lime concrete along the inside of the yellow concrete, like this. And then we've kind of run out of room to have a traditional rainbow, so we will add light blue concrete along the inside of the left side, a magenta just underneath the top, and purple just on the right, just like so. I did actually want like a full rainbow, but the actual size of it would increase the daycare so much, so we have compromised a little bit. Next, we are going to add a couple of important details to the daycare. So there is a trash can all the way over here in this left corner of the daycare, and a bench, which is made using 2 spruce stairs. So cauldron in the corner, 2 spruce stairs extending in front of it. Then, in front of this orange concrete shape, we want to place lime terracotta in front of the bottom 3 center blocks, and the right side here we want to extend up 1, and then smooth stone slabs all the way around the bottom of the lime terracotta. Next, we have to mark out the outside part of the daycare, so grab yourself some oak leaves and come to the right side of the build. We are first of all looking to extend out of this white concrete here 7 blocks using the oak leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then place a white concrete, spruce door, spruce plank, white concrete. We then want to extend backwards by 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and we want to do this on both sides, 1, 2, 3. Then we want to add a door and a spruce plank. So we want to raise up these planks like this, and then raise up a white concrete until we are 1 row higher than the actual spruce itself, just like so. And then we want to, actually we might even increase them an additional row. So let's add an additional row of white concrete here. And then we want to add the 2 middle blocks on the sides up like this, so that they kind of look like Lego bricks. Then we want to place acacia stairs extending across the front of the top rows of white concrete like this from left to right, and then slowly extend them up until they peak just in the middle. So we will end up with this shape. So this is the entrance into the garden section, and we want to have the exact same thing on the back as well in terms of the acacia stairs forming the roof. Next, we are going to grab our oak leaves and continue extending the rest of the garden perimeter. So right of this white concrete here, we want to place 15 oak leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We then want to extend backwards by 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then we simply want to extend all the way across the back of the build. And we want to join to the corner of the daycare, like this. We also want to extend some of the leaves upwards as well. If we start all the way back at the beginning here, we want to take this first oak leaf and place a row of 1, 2, 3 oak leaves extending up to the right of this. Leave a gap of 1, 2, 3 leaves, like this. And we're going to continue this pattern. So on the opposite side here, 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2, 3. Then, as we extend around the side, we already have 1 block here, so that would be 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2, 3. We extend across the back, we already have one block. So 1, 2, 3, gap, 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 1, 2, 3. And then just extending and connecting to the daycare, we want to have just a free row of oak leaves. Next, we want to make the treehouse that we have in the outer part of the daycare. So, to position this, we come all the way over to the right side of the daycare where we have these 3 windows. We want to find the middle of the middle window, which is this row right here, and extend out from here all the way out, and we want to line up with that block right there. So that empty space in between all of the hedge, we want to place an oak wood, like that. Then we want to surround that oak wood with oak wood to give us a 3x3 square, and then we want to extend the oak wood upwards by 9 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we want to do this with the outer part of the oak woods that we've placed. So this is the lower part of the trunk of our tree, and then we want to grab white concrete and extending out of the left side of the middle oak wood here, we want to place 3 white concrete, 1, 2, 3, and then next to this would be an oak door, so we actually have to place some spruce slabs underneath this so that we can then place an oak door left of this white concrete, and then we have to place a white concrete next to the door, so we should really place another spruce slab so that we can then place the white concrete like this. We then want to extend backwards by 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we want to extend across the back and join to where we first started, like this. Then we want to add spruce slabs underneath the white concrete area like so. So this is going to be the platform that the house sits on, and we want to extend the spruce wood slabs forwards a couple of rows like this so that we sit in front of the tree. We'll actually extend them so that they sit literally 2 rows in front of the tree like this, and we also want to extend a couple of rows off of the right side of the tree. We want to extend enough that we can place a row of spruce fence around the outside of this and still are able to kind of like just walk around on this platform like that. We have to place a light stained glass block here specifically, so 1 row away from both the door and the side of the house, and we want to raise up the white concretes by 2 rows like this all the way around the edge of the house to build up the walls. Then, on the left and right side of the house, we want to raise up the 3 middle blocks, and then the center one on top. So 3 middle blocks, add a center block on top, like so. We then want to form the roof by placing a row of acacia stairs along the front of the top of the house like this, and then we want to build up rows of acacia stairs extending all the way up to the top, where we will have to place a row of acacia slabs like this, and then we can extend all the way down the opposite side like this. So with that made, we now have to raise up the trunk of the tree so that it is, at the very least so far, 1 row or half a row higher than the house itself. So the reason that we are going to do this is because we have to make a slide so that we are able to get up and down the treehouse. So to do this, we are going to place a blue concrete extending outwards from this spruce slab here. So this is on the back right side of the house. This is how we will be getting in and out like so. And we have to place the blue concrete in such a way that we are able to make a curvy tunnel around the house. Okay, so we are going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll go 6 blue concretes extending outwards. We want to maintain a distance of 1 from the tree, and then we have got to drop down. So we are going to drop down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows like this, and then we're going to extend forwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks like this. We're then going to extend left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like this, once again maintaining a distance of 1 from the tree. We are then going to drop down to the ground, and then we're going to extend forwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll go 6. There we go. So the idea of this, as you can see, is that as we extend across, we just want to maintain that distance of 1 from the platform, from the tree, as we just extend all the way around. It doesn't matter so much on the front here, like with the platform here, but from the trunk of the tree as we get lower down. And then from here, we have to build up the sides of these slides. So on the left and right sides of the row of blue concrete here, this is the bottom of the slide. So on both sides of the slide, we are going to want to build up 2 rows of blue concrete like this. However, when we get to the vertical drops of the slide, so like this part right here, we have to extend up the sides of the slide like this, and then extend them around like so. So kind of like this. It's kind of difficult to explain, but hopefully you can kind of see what's going on. And then the top of the slide will look like this, so it will just sit above and in between the 2 rows that we've made. So it'll be quite obvious whether this works out or not. You can see that this has to be a little bit higher here, so we have to build up these rows so that they are 2 rows high, and then we will be able to walk into the slide and then drop down here, and then we can put the top on it like this as we extend around like so. So we just have to kind of like play test the slide, so to speak, as we kind of like build it, and it only gets a little bit weird when you get to the parts of the slide that require a drop. We're going to need some ladders as well, actually, something that I don't have on me, but I will be grabbing. So let's just have a look right here. So just make sure that this part is correct. Yeah, see? So we can walk all the way through the slide. That's absolutely perfect. Drop all the way down, and that's how we can get in and out. And then as we come all the way up back here, if we make the sides first and extend up and around and just get all the way up to the top here, just like this, and we'll extend this row as well. So this will go all the way down here. See, it's really simple. And then we extend this row up as well. We just have to make sure that we have enough space so that we can actually drop down into the drop, and that's easy enough. So nice and simple, and it's kind of up to you. So like, you can have these slides connect on the corners like this. You might like that look better, or you might like a more curved look. It's actually completely up to you. So we're just going to make sure that the slide works okay, and to do that we are actually going to walk through it, and we need a couple of trusty torches. One here will do, and we are going to apply some ladders as we drop our way down as well. So on every drop we'll just apply a set of ladders, and then on the corners of the slide, if we just add a torch, everything should be fine. And so far everything's so good, and we just have to add some ladders here as well, and then we get all the way to the end. So nice and simple. We will be able to get up and down the treehouse just like that. It's nice and lit, and that means that we just have one more thing to add to the treehouse. Next, we want to add leaves to the top of our treehouse. So to do this, we'll grab green terracotta and place a row of green terracotta along the top left side of the oak tree trunk. We then want to extend the green terracotta forwards by 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and backwards by the same, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to extend both of these rows to the right by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, extend back, and then connect like this. So you're looking to form a rectangle. Then we want to raise up the corners of the rectangle by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and alternatively, you don't have to raise up every single corner individually. You can just extend one corner upwards and then extend it across and down and around. So the end result will be this. So this rather blocky looking shape, like so. Well, this rather blocky looking shape is going to be very important, as we are going to add an extra layer to the left side of this, so that it kind of just clips in and past the top of the trunk of the tree. And we are going to make the leaves by adding another rectangular shape to this. So this is going to be really simple. On the left side, we want to place in the corner here a green terracotta, one on top and one to the left. We then want to extend to the left by, let's say, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That might be a bit much. Let's see. Then we want to extend backwards by, we'll try the same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like this. So we want to overhang the back of the tree a little bit. We'll extend all the way across and in, just like so. Maybe an additional block so that we clip in a little bit. We then want to extend upwards by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we are going to extend it across and down to each one of the 4 corners. So just like so. So the end result of this might look a little bit weird, but that's actually pretty much perfect. We have leaves to our tree. All we have to do is fill them in. Next, we are going to do a bit of landscaping. To begin this, we want to come all the way over to the front left-hand side of our daycare, and extending right of this smooth stone slab here, we want to dig all the way in the ground like this, and we want to line up with almost the front right-hand side of the daycare, but just one row off, and then we just want to extend inwards to the daycare, and then fill the hole that we have dug in using stone. Then we want to dig the right side of this and replace it using smooth stone. Then we are going to dig all the way over to the right, just literally all the way to the boundary where the hedge is. Fill this in using smooth stone as well. And then this is really, really simple. So we want to fill this area in here with stone, this area in here with lime terracotta, and everywhere in front, including where we have the grid here, we want to dig out all of this and replace this using grey concrete. And with the landscaping complete, we have successfully finished this tutorial. I do hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please do remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope that you want to check out some of my other content. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.